Have you ever paused, really paused, and tried to imagine a time when the earth did not exist? No land beneath your feet. No ocean stretching to the horizon. No air filling your lungs. No sky. No sound. No life. Not even silence. Because silence requires something to exist in the first place. There was nothing familiar, only vast darkness, swirling matter, intense energy, and forces beyond human imagination. And yet today, we walk on this planet as if it has always been here. We argue about weather, complain about heat and flooding, blame traffic, pollution, erosion, and climate change, yet we almost never stop to ask the most fundamental question of all. How did this planet beneath our feet even come to be? Not in one dramatic moment. Not with a single explosion. Not overnight. The Earth's story is not short. It is ancient. It is violent. It is patient. And it is unbelievably precise. Once you truly understand how the Earth was formed, you may never look at soil, stone, mountains, oceans, or even yourself, the same way again. So let's go back. Far back. About 4.6 billion years ago. There was no Earth. There was no sun as we know it. There were no planets at all. What existed was a massive cloud of gas and dust drifting through space. Scientists call it a solar nebula, a gigantic cosmic cloud made mostly of hydrogen and helium, with tiny grains of heavier elements scattered throughout it. This cloud was not peaceful. It was unstable. And gravity was already at work. Over millions of years, regions within this nebula began to collapse inward under their own gravity. As the cloud collapsed, it began to spin, faster and faster, flattening into a rotating disk. At the center of that spinning disk, pressure and temperature increased dramatically. Matter compressed. Energy ignited. A star was born. That star is our sun. And this is where the story becomes truly extraordinary. Around the newborn sun, leftover particles, dust, ice, and rock, continued circling within the disk. These particles began colliding with one another. At first, the collisions were gentle, almost accidental, tiny grains sticking together like dust clumping in the air. But gravity rewards size. As these clumps grew larger, their gravitational pull increased. They began attracting more material. Collisions became stronger, more frequent, more violent. Small became medium. Medium became large. Large became massive. These growing bodies are called planetesimals, the early building blocks of planets. And among them was a rapidly growing body that would one day become Earth. But the Earth was not born peaceful. Early Earth was a violent, hostile world, constantly bombarded by asteroids, meteoroids, and debris traveling through space at unimaginable speeds. Each impact released enormous amounts of heat. The surface repeatedly melted. The young Earth became a glowing sphere of molten rock. No oceans could exist. No atmosphere could remain stable. No life could survive. Just fire. Just chaos. Just energy. This extreme heat triggered one of the most important processes in Earth's history, planetary differentiation. Heavy elements like iron and nickel sank toward the center of the planet, forming Earth's core. Lighter materials rose upward, forming the mantle and eventually the crust. This single process explains so much. This is why Earth has layers. This is why Earth has a molten core. This is why we have a magnetic field that shields us from deadly solar radiation. This is why life is possible here at all. But Earth was still unfinished. Then came one of the most dramatic and defining events in our planet's entire history, an event so powerful that without it, life as we know it might never have existed. A Mars-sized object, known as Theia, collided with the young Earth. This was not a simple collision. It was catastrophic beyond comprehension. The impact was so violent that enormous amounts of Earth's material were blasted into space. Instead of dispersing into the universe, much of that debris became trapped in Earth's orbit. Gravity went to work again. Over time, that orbiting debris came together. And from Earth's own shattered material, a companion was born. The Moon. Yes, our Moon is quite literally part of Earth. And the Moon changed everything. It stabilized Earth's rotation, preventing extreme wobbling that could have made the climate wildly unstable. It created ocean tides, shaping coastlines and influencing early life. It helped regulate Earth's long-term climate. The Moon is not just decoration in the night sky. It is a silent architect of habitability. Yet even after the Moon formed, Earth remained incredibly hot. So where did the oceans come from? Where did the air come from? As Earth slowly cooled, intense volcanic activity dominated the surface. Volcanoes released gases trapped inside the planet: water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, sulfur compounds, and more. This process, called outgassing, formed Earth's earliest atmosphere. At first, this atmosphere was thick, toxic, and unbreathable by modern standards. But as temperatures continued to drop, something remarkable happened. Water vapor condensed. Clouds formed. Rain began to fall. And it did not stop. For millions of years, rain poured onto the planet, filling low areas of the crust. These waters pooled, merged, and spread, forming the first oceans. Pause here for a moment. The water covering over 70% of Earth's surface today is not new. It has existed for billions of years. It has cycled endlessly, through oceans, clouds, rivers, glaciers, plants, animals, and human bodies. The water you drink today has likely passed through countless living organisms across deep time. It is ancient. But Earth's early atmosphere still lacked one critical ingredient for complex life: oxygen. The air would have been deadly to humans. And yet, life emerged anyway. Somehow. In the depths of the oceans, tiny microscopic organisms formed. They were simple, fragile, and invisible to the naked eye, but they would go on to reshape the entire planet. Through photosynthesis, these organisms began releasing oxygen as a byproduct. At first, oxygen was toxic to most existing life forms. It caused mass extinctions. But Earth adapted, again. Over time, oxygen accumulated in the atmosphere. An ozone layer formed, shielding the surface from harmful ultraviolet radiation. The planet transformed itself. From fire to water. From chaos to structure. From lifeless rock to a living system. Earth became not just a planet, but a home. And here is a truth that challenges human pride. Earth was not created with humans in mind. For over 99.9% of Earth's history, humans did not exist. The planet survived global ice ages, asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, shifting continents, rising and falling seas, and multiple mass extinctions long before we arrived. We are not the beginning of Earth's story. We are a very recent chapter. Yet today, Earth's future is deeply tied to our choices. The same geological forces that formed mountains and oceans still operate today, slowly, quietly, relentlessly. Continents still move. Volcanoes still erupt. Earth is still shaping itself. But now, another force has entered the system. Us. And that leads us to a deeper question, one that goes beyond science and enters the realm of responsibility. If a planet can survive billions of years of natural chaos, asteroids, ice ages, volcanic eruptions, what does it say about us if we become its greatest threat in just a few centuries? Think about that carefully. Is the problem a lack of knowledge? Or a lack of restraint? If intelligence gives us the power to reshape the Earth, does wisdom demand that we also know when not to? At what point does progress stop being a sign of advancement? and start becoming evidence of imbalance? And here is a question that challenges how we define ourselves as a species. Are humans Earth's greatest achievement? Or its most dangerous experiment? An experiment powerful enough to change the planet, yet uncertain enough to risk destroying the systems that sustain it. And perhaps the most important question of all: will future generations remember this era as the moment humanity learned to live in harmony with its planet? Or the moment we ignored the warning signs and chose convenience over consequence? Your answer matters. Because Earth's story did not begin with us. But its next chapter may depend on what we do now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real, thoughtful conversation. Science grows through curiosity, responsibility, and honest dialogue. If this lesson expanded your understanding, challenged your perspective, or made you see the planet differently, don't let it end here. Like the video. Share it with someone who loves science, nature, or deep thinking. Subscribe for more in-depth learning. This is Geraldinho Academy, where science meets curiosity, knowledge meets meaning, and learning never stops.